Very good morning, students, and welcome back. Today, we are going to do a grammar lesson, Adjectives, Degree of Comparison. Degrees of adjective. Adjective has 3 degrees, okay? Positive, comparative, and superlative degree. Alright, the positive degree is used to describe, not to compare anything. Alright, as the adjectives does, it describe about the noun. Okay, so the positive degree just describes about a noun or a pronoun. Okay, second is comparative degree, used to compare two things. Okay, the comparative degrees are used between two things to compare them. Alright. Superlative degree, used to compare more than two things. Okay, when the comparison is between more than two things or persons or animals, then we use superlative degree of adjective. Okay. Let us understand the degrees of adjectives with the help of some examples. Example 1. Ram is a tall boy. Here, the adjective tall is just describing the height of Ram. Okay, we are not comparing the height of Ram with anyone. Alright, so the adjective tall is in positive degree. In example 2, Shyam is taller than Ram. Okay, here the adjective taller is used to compare the height of Ram with Shyam. Alright, so the adjective taller is in comparative degree. Example 3rd, Devesh is tallest among all. Here the adjective tallest is used to compare the height of more than two persons. Alright, that they are Ram, Shyam and Devesh. Okay, and among them Devesh's height is the tallest one. Alright, so adjective tallest is in superlative degree. Alright. Always remember, children, that positive degree is not for comparison. Okay, it only describes the noun or gives some information about the noun. Okay, and comparative degree is used to compare two nouns. Okay, and superlative degree is used to compare more than two nouns. Okay, now let us see how we can convert a positive degree into comparative and superlative degree. Okay, the first by adding er for comparative and est for superlative. Okay, you have to add er to the positive degree for making comparative and est to the positive degree for making superlative. Here are some examples. Bright will become brighter and brightest. Cold will become colder, coldest. Strong, stronger, strongest. Okay. Rule number 2. If the positive adjective ends in E, only R and ST are added to form the comparative or superlative degree. It means if the positive adjective is ending in E, then for making the comparative we have to add R at the end, and for making superlative we have to add ST at the end. Let us see some examples. Large. Comparative we added R, it became larger. In superlative we added ST, it became largest. Similarly, wise, wiser, wisest. Brave, braver, bravest. Noble, nobler, noblest, etc. Rule number 3. If the adjective of positive degree ends in Y and Y has a consonant before it, the Y is changed into I, then ER and EST are added. It means if our positive degree of adjective is ending in Y, then for making the comparative and superlative degree, we have to remove Y and add ER for making comparative and EST for making superlative. Let us see some examples. Busy. It ends in Y and has a consonant S before Y. So for making the comparative, we have to remove Y with I and add ER. Okay? And in superlative, we have to replace Y with I and add EST. So it becomes busy, busier, busiest. Similarly, happy, happier, happiest. Heavy, heavier, heaviest. Dry, drier, driest, etc. Rule number 4. If the adjective of positive degree end in Y and Y has a vowel before it, then add ER and EST. It means if the positive degree of adjective is ending in Y and it has a vowel before it, in that case we do not have to replace Y. We simply have to add ER for making comparative and EST for making superlative. Let us see some example. Gay. It will become gayer. We simply added ER for making comparative. And in superlative, it will become gayest. Alright, we added EST. Similarly, gray, grayer, grayest, gray, grayer, grayest, etc. Rule number 5. If the adjective of positive degree are words of one syllable with a single consonant at the end, then the last consonant is doubled and ER and EST are added. It means if our adjective of positive degree is a word of only one syllable and it ends in a consonant, in that case, for making comparative and superlative, we have to double the last consonant and add ER for making comparative and EST for making superlative. Let us see some example. Sad. It's a word of only one syllable. Here it is ending in a consonant D. So for making the comparative, we have doubled the last consonant and added ER. For making superlative, here also we have doubled the last consonant and added EST. Similarly, thin becomes thinner, THINNER, and thinnest. Big will become bigger and biggest. Wet, wetter, wettest, etc. Rule number 6. If the adjective of positive degree are words of more than two syllables, then add more and most before the adjective. It means if the adjective of positive degree is a word of more than two syllables, then for making the comparative and superlative, we have to add more and most before the positive degree of adjective. Let us see some example. Active, say active. Okay, we can see that active has more than two syllables. Then for making the comparative, we have to add more. So it will become more active. And in superlative, we have to add most. So most active. So for active, it will be active, most active. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Learned, more learned, most learned. Interesting, more interesting, most interesting, etc. Number 7. Some adjectives do not follow any rules while forming comparative and superlative. It means for some adjectives, their comparative and superlative degrees are completely a new word. Alright? Let us see some examples. Bad, comparative is worse. and superlative is worst. Good, comparative is better, superlative best. Little, less or lesser, and superlative least. Old, comparative older, and superlative oldest. This adjective is used to compare the age of two or more than two people. For example, let's take Raju, Raja, and Ram. Alright, so we can say that Raja is older than Raju and Ram is oldest among all. Next, old, comparative, elder, and superlative, eldest. This adjective is used to show the age in a relation. Alright, for example, there are three brothers, Raju, Raja, and Ram. Alright, so we can say that Raja is elder than Raju and Ram is the eldest among all brothers. Alright. Number 8. Never use double comparative or superlative. It means if we use double adjectives for comparative or superlative degree, then it will become wrong. Let us see some example. Rahul runs more faster than Raju. Here we have used two adjectives for showing the comparative degree. So here the sentence will be incorrect. Now if we say the same sentence as Rahul runs faster than Raju, then this will be correct. Now Mohit is the most eldest among all brothers. Here to show the superlative degree we have used two adjectives. Alright, so here also this will become incorrect. Now the correct form will be Mohit is the eldest among all brothers. Alright. Okay children, so that is it for today. I hope you liked the video and enjoyed learning about adjectives, degree of comparison. If you have any doubts or any queries, feel free to write down in the query section. So we will meet again in another video lecture with some new topic. Till then, thank you very much and God bless you all.